Hello everyone, I'm Lahiru Bandaranayake. In this video, I'm going to talk with you about the programming part of selling history page of our web application. So you can see that the selling history details has been added into the page now, and we can search them by invoice ID like this, or we can select from date and to date to find sellings between those days. In here, we can change the order status of the order by clicking this button. After confirming the order status becomes to the packing state, then dispatch state, then shipping states, and finally to the delivered state. So now let's see the coding part of this process. Firstly, I have added the connection PHP file. Then I created a query to the invoice table in here, and this is the pagination part. Then I have added the limit and offset to the query in here, and I check the number of rows of the results in. And I have added the data into the design using for loop as you see. Then I created the delivery state changing part in here. I have given an on-click event to call change status function from all of these buttons, and I have sent the ID with them as a parameter. This is the pagination buttons part. Previous button in here, and page number, then the next button. So in the change invoice status function, I have sent the ID came from the on-click into the change invoice status process file in get method, and in the change status process PHP file, I have added our connection PHP file at first. Then I have assigned the ID that came in get method into these variables. Then I have checked the status of the invoice data that relevance to the invoice ID. Then I have updated the old status number into the new status number according to the status ID. And I have assigned the status into a variable. Then I have echoed the new status. After that, I have changed the button design according to the new status. So now let's see the coding part of searching process. I have added an ID and on-key up event to the search input tag to call the search invoice ID. In the search invoice ID function, I have grabbed the search text by ID of the input tag, and I sent it into the search invoice process PHP file in get method. In the search invoice process PHP file, I have assigned the invoice ID into a variable first. Then I have given a search query to find a data row that relates to the ID, and if there is such data row in the database, I have added the data row into our selling details design like this. I have given IDs to the from date and to date input tags, and I have given an on-click event to all find sellings function from the find button. In the find sellings function, I have grabbed the values of the from date and to date, then I send them into find sellings process PHP file in get method. In the find selling process PHP file, I have added the connection file first, and I have assigned the from date and to date values into variables, and then I have separated the date and time from the data rows by this for loop. After that, I have added the condition that when from is not empty and to is empty, and I added the result set into the design like this. And in here I have added the condition when from is empty and to is not empty. And in here I have added the condition when from and to both has values, and I have added the result into the design that relevant to the condition. So that's the programming part of the selling history. Thank you for watching.